Question number 9. What was the greatest lesson you learned while on trail?
Greatest lesson. Honestly, for me, I think it was, you meet so many amazing people um, from all over the world. Like we were lucky enough not to go during the COVID times and stuff. So you meet people from all these different countries, and that was something new for me. I basically lived in West Michigan my whole life, and so hearing people's stories about all of these kind of adventures and different life experiences that folks have gone through and moved to different areas and seen different cultures and stuff, it was kind of eye-opening to me. So it's weird that like, okay, the trail itself, it was more the people who kind of taught me this lesson that like I can kind of do other things with my life. Not that what I had before was anything wrong with that. Like I love that life I had, but I'm in a spot now where I'm wanting to, I don't know, expand my worldview a little bit. And I think that's like, I learned that going through the trail and talking with all these people. If that makes sense, I don't know.
Yeah, it totally does. It's like you got new perspective on life and maybe how you can live your life by meeting these people from other places, right?
Yeah, definitely like a new perspective, I think. Like obviously Kool-Aid, who we both know,
Yes.
is kind of the extreme example of someone who, I mean, to give the listeners an idea, like he's got a story for anything. Like if you start talking, it's almost like he's one-upping you, but it's not. It's just like he just loves telling these stories because he's done so many amazing things. And it's pretty inspiring. So it kind of makes me like, yeah, like it gives me hope for the future, like that I can do all these things too. So yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Beautiful. Love it. So, last question, question number 10. Do you have any advice for aspiring through hikers?
That's a tough one because well, I guess everyone has their own like reasons for thinking about doing the through hike or whatever. Like everyone goes out here for different reasons. So like if I were to try to speak for some advice, it'd be only my perspective. But that being said, I guess maybe that's the advice. Is obviously there's the phrase the hike your own hike, but to me, I don't know. So I feel like some people kind of that phrase they kind of hate on it, but I
Mm,
love it. Like to me, it's like it makes perfect sense. Like I'm gonna do this my way. So that's it. Maybe it may sound simple, but um, kind of trying to not trying to mimic someone else's through hike by what you saw on YouTube or whatever. Like make it your own, do it your own way. Some things that others might say are important might not be super important to you. And yeah, kind of goes to like what I was saying at the beginning. Like everyone goes out for their own reasons. So maybe kind of like think about that before starting. And if you're like looking for isolation and solitude, or if you're looking to gain like friendships and stuff, that's going to affect how you go about your kind of your approach to hiking the trail. I don't know if that makes sense.
it makes total sense. I don't know why people hate on hike your own hike. I love it too. It's just like do your own thing. You do you. I don't really
Yeah,
understand why people hate on it, but
and maybe
yeah.
they don't. I just had one conversation with a group where the guy was just like so adamant that it didn't mean anything to him. And to me, I'm like, oh, I totally understand what it's trying to say.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess just, again, different perspective, but I think most people subscribe to the hike your own hike mentality on trail.
Yeah, for sure. Like even in our group, like I remember, we had all kind of started solo. I mean, and then as we neared the Sierra, it was like, all right, we're going to group up. So then we kind of have to work together for the first time through, like, after 700 whatever miles. It's like, okay,
Right.
now we're gonna try to do this together, and everyone has different ways of doing it, different schedules, different attitudes, and it took a little bit of an adjustment,
Mm.
honestly, I think for our group, um, which was great. I thought we came out stronger because of it, but anyway, yeah, hike your own hike.
Yeah, hike your own hike. But that's a good point about the Sierra though, like when maybe for safety purposes when it makes sense. You know, or if you want to be with certain people, like if you kind of choose a trail family you want to be with, maybe you're a little bit more fluid about your routine or whatever. Um,
Yeah,
but
for sure.
like you're saying, it's definitely individual, depending on what you want out of the trail and the experience you want to get.
Yeah, because for me, like, I remember there being, whether it's pressure that I put on myself or pressure from the people around me, but there's like kind of this feeling that in the beginning, you need to start making big miles. And I remember having like an internal battle with myself of like, oh, I need to keep pushing it. But then the other side is like, okay, but you're also with a cool group here that you're like really, vibing with or whatever. And so it's like, in the end, that mattered to me more. Like, I wanted to kind of hike at the same speed and meet people and like build those relationships rather than just kind of like going fast. In the end, I probably wouldn't have been able to go faster. um, but also be like, what's the point? Like, for me, it was like, what's the point? I don't want to just be by myself. I want to have others along for the journey. So
Right. Yep. And that's the hike that you hiked. And,
yeah.
for the people who want that solo journey, because there are people out there
Oh, for sure.
who want
Yeah.
the solo, then that's their hike, which it's, the whole world of through hiking is a beautiful thing because you can like kind of do your own thing or you can band together with the people that make your hike worthwhile.
Hmm.
Love it.